Welcome to your broker room. I'm your host, Sarah Wells. New year, new look, new feel. We're here to help you, our industry, grow, prosper, but most importantly, find, keep, and maintain your Lonjo. Welcome to your broker room. I'm your host, Sarah Wells, and today I'm joined by the amazing Effie Nicol, branch principal of Yellow Brick Road, Earlwood, and my dear friend.
Hi, Sarah.
Hey, welcome. How are you?
I'm good, thank you.
Now, you are probably the most stellar award-winning broker that I know. So I want to congratulate you on the coveted, and I want to make sure I get this right because there's a lot in here, Broker of the Year Award and Best Customer Service Individual Award in the Advisors NSW ACT Better Business Awards. Can you tell me the secret sauce and the secret to your success? Because you are amazing.
Thank you for your kind words. I've really appreciated it and a great introduction. It's been hard work. I've been working really hard, and finally the opportunity came up where I entered the Better Business Awards for customer service because I thrive on doing a great job on customer service, and to win was a complete surprise, but I feel absolutely grateful and privileged to be named Broker of the Year. And I've had so many people contact me to congratulate me, and I'm very appreciative of it. But I want to be a role model for brokers in the industry that anyone can do what I do. You just got to do everything consistently and keep going.
And I think that's the thing that I've always admired in you as a peer, and also we've come to be great friends over the years, is you have this amazing humility. But what I really admire and what you inspire in me is for people that show up each and every day for their clients, which you do, and also the people that work within your business, is having that courage and conviction to go forward for awards, because it's not just about you getting the recognition, it's also your team, but also elevating people that maybe ordinarily wouldn't go out for awards is something that's really important, and getting that recognition and support and connection. So can you walk me through what you do when it comes to selecting awards that are meaningful to you, and also, whether it be the awards submission process, like what's your secret sauce in that too?
In actual fact, I actually look at the awards and I say, which one am I worthy of entering? And I understand I'm never going to be the number one broker in the world, but I'm pretty good at customer service. So I just look at the criterias and then I actually showcase everything I do. So it's about telling them this is what I do every day. I look after customers. I exceed customer expectations. I find solutions for them. I care about them. I'm always calling them and making sure I do a financial review. I make sure I get to know them on a deeper level and I understand exactly how I can help them more effectively. And they're sticky customers because I want them to be my life customer. I want to be able to be the person they go to, even if they need to ring me to ask me a silly question, even if it's a personal question, because they can't confide in their family. So it's around building those great relationships and making those great connections.
So one of the things that you do incredibly well is connecting with your community, connecting with your clients and also connecting with your team. Can you tell me what's been the most memorable moment for you when it comes to one of your clients in the last 6 to 12 months? Like, what's the thing that keeps you firing? Because so many of us are at burnout. So those heartfelt moments are so incredibly important to us all.
I think it comes down to the individual customer that I helped. For example, I had this lovely mother come in to see me. She had a beautiful daughter that didn't know how to save. She was really bad at spending her money. She was going on holidays. And the biggest thing that I actually did was I sat her down, I was honest with her, I set her a budget, and now she actually owns not one property but 2. So it's a journey. So it's actually getting them started. So she's a changed young lady and she can inspire other women too. So I feel very grateful that I can showcase her work to the community, because she'll tell quite a few other young ladies and I can do the same to them. And that's where I'm very passionate about helping women, especially ones that have had a hard life as well.
And that's why I think it's so important that we think about that next generation of brokers and we really encourage people to come in, because so much of what we do each and every day for our clients, community, and I love that you're as passionate about helping women as I am, because the scary statistic is that the fastest growing cohort of homelessness is women over 55. And the majority of women, their financial security is linked to either an inheritance or a family law settlement. So taking that time to inspire and encourage women to save, to invest, to think about their financial security is something that is incredibly important that third-party brokers do each and every day, which doesn't fit into that home loan or commercial loan buying process. We really do fill that void when it comes to financial literacy.
Totally agree with you. And that's true. A lot of women over 55 have never worked in their lives. And then guess what? They go through a separation. They don't know where to start, but they actually are quite worthy. And you need to install that confidence in them and give them an opportunity to grow. They'll get a job. They'll be able to get back on their feet, but they just need guidance. They need to speak to the right people.
They need time and they need connection. And, we spend a lot of time looking at customer service as in the service we give, the timelines that we get back to people. But what I'm really hearing, is that area that you excel in is really taking the time to connect and understand with the people that trust you with their financial future.
That's right, Sarah. It's very important that you build the trust with your clients. So if you don't have any trust, you won't get the business. So you really need to understand their financial goals. You need to sit and talk to them and understand where they want to go. So if you don't do that, you won't be able to get the business because they're not going to trust you.
So trust and confidence is something that's incredibly important. So for anyone out there that's thinking about getting a career, coming into mortgage broking, to looking at what can be the reason why you get up each and every morning, it really is about inspiring people to be their very best selves when it comes to their financial future. And particularly giving women the knowledge, the confidence and the courage to change a situation that may or may not be something that they've had any input into. So our industry is better for having people like you and Effie, so thank you.
Thank you, Sarah.
So Effie, you're responsible for an entrepreneur program that helps women either start businesses, get into the industry through mentoring support. Can you tell me a little bit about your program, why you started it, and how it helps women?
Back in 2022, I was having a conversation with one of my customers, and she mentioned to me that her daughter wanted to sell candles and she was making them herself. And I thought at that moment, I can actually make a difference. If I sponsor this young lady, she'll be able to buy her product in bulk, and therefore she'll be able to make a profit when she sells the candles. So I ended up starting her off by giving her a donation. I should say it as donation to help her buy products. And then I ended up organising her to go to the markets to sell her products, and you need to set up. And obviously we did that on a weekend. So I actually went out and I taught her skills like customer service skills, gave her confidence to serve and sell her product. And there was another little girl there too. She was making rocks. So I helped her as well. And I was going around and speaking to the actual people walking around the stalls and getting them across to help her get her confidence in selling. And she made a little profit that day, and she gave some of her profit to the children's, where everyone is sick.
Oh, the Children's Hospital.
Yeah, the Children's Hospital in Blacktown.
Wow.
Yeah, so we wanted to help the sick little kids as well. So it wasn't just about her making a profit, it was actually making a difference to the little kids as well.
What I hear, and I really love you sharing that story, is not only did you help someone with the capital or the money to get started, but being there with them, holding their hand. Because I think so many women, so many people in general have great ideas. They just don't know where to start. And what they need is just a little bit of kindness, someone to show up for them. And then I look at it and go, if you can show up for one person, imagine who they can show up for next, and having that purpose and drive. So being able to set up some pocket money, start understanding what it's like to run a business, from candles to rocks, but then also being able to help kids. I really do believe that people like yourself are critical to local area business. So if you were to look at where you think your entrepreneur program is going to head, what are your plans for the next 12 months and who do you want to help?
Yep, so every year I identify the right person. So I'm very selective who is on the program. So I'm actually looking for my new entrepreneur at the moment. So I'm actually talking to school principals because I want to make sure they're young and they've got potential. And what I do too, I give a gift pack to all the clients that settle. And in that gift pack, I include all my entrepreneurs' candles, whether it's a key ring, and because there's quite a few.
So you really
items.
do live and breathe your program.
Exactly.
You support these people all the way through your business and into the community.
I don't want them to stop making their products. So there's another lovely young lady. She makes her products out of resin. She's amazing. I also went to her school fair and I helped her sell her products as well. So I want to make sure that they don't stop, that they continue having confidence in selling their products through their social media. So they've got Instagram accounts and they showcase their work and they get their products ready for Mother's Day. So I want to continue, and I also want to get them together and get a motivational speaker to encourage them to grow, because these young ladies, they're looking for their future, and I want to make sure we're making a difference to them. It's not about what they're doing now. It's how can I help them move forward financially in years to come.
So one of the things that I've always admired in you is your desire to grow and to learn. So I understand that you've recently undertaken a mini MBA, and I can see how the knowledge and the time that you take to better your knowledge is going to flow through to so many women. Can you walk me through your decision to do that, what it's meant for you, and how you think it makes you a better businesswoman?
I'll tell you a story about that. What happened is when I was at the YBR and VOW conference, I won a training and learning and development course, and that's gold to me. I was like, how great is that? I'm going to enroll. And I ended up starting off doing social media strategy because I'm very big on marketing. If you don't market yourself, no one's going to know what you do. So I actually went into the Australian Institute of Management and had a face-to-face 2-day course, and I thought to myself, I really enjoyed it. And I need to do more of this. And then I actually took the opportunity whilst everyone was taking a break and having a holiday. I actually went and studied during the break. So I really wanted to make a difference for myself professionally, but I also wanted to learn more skills to run my business more successfully, to manage my team more effectively. And that mini MBA was quite refreshing. It was a lot of work. And I also enrolled pretty early to make sure I had it done continue to do it in January and February. I had to finalise all my other courses as well. So I did communication, I did creative thinking, I did finance, I did marketing, I did project management. And everyone's thinking, how the hell did you do everything? But I did because I wanted to make a difference to myself, but I wanted to start off the year on a positive note.
Starting that year, going into 2024, what I've heard from you is this real focus on putting ourselves in the great mindset. Brokers have been through so much in the last few years, and broker burnout is definitely on the increase. But what I've heard from you is taking that time out and prioritizing learning as something that really sets you up for success. Do you think that this is something that we should be doing more across the industry rather than just focusing on, CPD or product training, is actually identifying talent and giving them the opportunity to step outside and to do this type of, mini MBA or some kind of, betterment when it comes to knowledge and training?
I think it's very important we do that, because the problem we have is we're doing the same thing day in, day out, and we get exhausted. This new course was refreshing for me. I met a lot of people at the course, and they were from different backgrounds and fields and careers. And it was good to actually mingle with them and talk something different other than what you do every day. So it's all about, communicating, collaborating with other people. I met so many people that I'm going to work with in the future. And it felt like I was doing something different for the day, but I was still learning for my business.
Do you think going and doing this extra level of outside learning is what we can do to really elevate what we do from an industry into a profession? Because that's what I'm seeing more and more. Brokers like yourself and others are going outside to improve your core knowledge.
100%. I totally agree with it. We need to do more of it, and we're not doing enough of it because we're too busy training about our products. It's all about, what each lender is providing, okay? And it's very important that, hey, I need to learn something new today. and take that on board. Like, I got all these new questions I can ask my staff when I'm coaching them, so that way my mentoring side is developed and they'll enjoy it because I'm asking something new.
So you've become a better leader from taking time out and working on you.
Yeah, and everyone's saying you didn't have a break, but in actual fact, I felt like I had a break. Even though I was studying really hard, I felt like I was more relaxed. I was very good with communicating better. I also really enjoyed the creative thinking part. So that mindset, that positive mindset about what am I going to do this year? How am I going to stand out? What am I going to do differently has really helped me as well.
So would you suggest to any business owners or leaders or anyone out there in the space that really want to engage women more in their workforce to think about sponsoring, their leaders or some of their staff to go on programs like this?
I totally think they should do that as part of their development plan. So they should sit down with every one of them and they should plan ahead. What are they going to do for the year? And lock it in, make it happen. You've got to incentivize your staff or your people, because if you do things for them, they're going to appreciate it and they're going to work more effectively because they're going to appreciate what you've done for them. They're going to actually think, well, they care. If you don't care about people, you're not going to get good outcomes.
And I think it's that offering, whether it's like what you did with, sponsoring and setting up your entrepreneurs program and offering to, go and spend time with your client's daughter at the market with her candles. It really is about putting these opportunities in front of women and in front of other staff in your workforce, rather than them having to constantly ask for it. So you think about it, you won an award, you won an opportunity to go and study, but you were able to really craft and navigate it into something that gave you benefit and also benefit through your business as well. Obviously, the social media strategy award that you won that kind of led you on that journey, and then the continued investment that you did in yourself with the mini MBA. I want to now turn to catching up at things like the commercial conference that we just had recently, taking that time out of your busy business, taking time away from your clients to really lean into other aspects. What value and tips can you give to all brokers out there listening about whether it's going into commercial, asset, cars, or even just thinking about other areas of their practice that they can take time and invest in themselves and also their staff?
Yeah, I love going to the commercial conference because I find I get a lot of value out of it. I meet the right people and I speak to other brokers so I can get an understanding of what works well in their business, so I can also use it in my business, because everyone's different. Everyone's got their niche where they're really good at one particular part. So, for example, some people are very good at doing the commercial loan. So it's important that you've got to focus on your right customers that you're talking to do that space. But what I've learned recently, and I've been doing that really well, is I focus on my existing customers and I do the asset finance and I actually cross-sell.
So how do you start that conversation? Because I think that's a really interesting point, because as you said, your exact words to me, every house has a garage, every garage generally has a car.
Totally. So when I have the conversation with the customer, I always ask them what are their next goals. So then I diary it and make sure I make that follow-up call and say, how's the house going? How are you going? Have you looked for the new car yet? And then that way I'm already having the conversation months ahead. So when the time comes, they call me and say, look, I found the car. Let's organise the finance. So you just got to keep that journey going so you're constantly in communication with the customer.
So what I'm hearing is you really plant seeds really well. So you plant a seed, you connect, you have a conversation, and then you really educate and inform your clients to contact you when they're ready, rather than doing what a lot of people do, which is do these outbound SMSs, calls, bombard. You really connect with them and let them know that you are available to help them because you've won their trust.
Exactly. And I schedule it in as a care call. So it's very important that you schedule it in because you've got so much going on. You've got so many phone conversations, communication that you've got to do with customers, right? That you're not going to remember everything all the time. But if it's in your diary and it's planned, guess what? You need to make that call.
So if I was to ask you one last question before we wrap up, because I've absolutely enjoyed having you here with us today, what would be the biggest or best tip that you can give to any broker out there at the moment that's thinking about joining our industry or either getting a new recruit in, to have them allocate the time and resources to make that a possibility?
Okay, for every new broker that wants to go in, you need to speak to one that's already been doing the job for a very long time. Just make a call and ask them what they do, because you really need to understand is this what I really want to do? I'll give you an example. I had one of my customers give me a call, and she was just asking me about broking, and she was looking at doing her Cert 4. She had no idea, but I sat her down. I had a conversation with her, and I saw the potential in her. And I knew if I start her off as a client support manager and train her, she will be a very good broker. And that's what I did. She's my client support manager. And within 8 months, I turned her into a mortgage broker. So she still does dual roles because I want to keep developing her. She needs to learn because she's never worked in finance. So some people in the industry have worked in banking, so they have that knowledge, but some don't. And what I want to also say is if you make the decision to go, I'm going to do this, I want to work in finance, I want to be a mortgage broker, you need to get started. You need to make sure you enroll and do your Cert 4. But the most important point I want to make today is just don't give up. Do it. Move forward and never look back, because once you've done it, you're going to say to yourself, I wish I did this earlier. And that's exactly what I said to myself. I was always nervous to become a mortgage broker, but now I'm very grateful that I took on the role and I'm still doing it successfully.
Effie, I just want to say firstly, I am so grateful to have you as my friend. You are an amazing human being and you're an amazing ambassador for the Yellow Brick Road brand and an inspiring woman and human being for anyone that wants to follow the Yellow Brick Road and have a franchise such as you do. So thanks again for being here. Thanks for being the most humble member of my broking family. And most importantly, thank you for dedicating your life to support and encourage not just your clients, but your community as a whole. I'm so grateful to have you here today. And as I always say, stay curious, and I hope that I get a chance to talk to you again.
Thank you, Sarah. I really appreciate you having me, and I want to continue making a difference.
That you certainly do.
Thank you.